Hello, everyone. Thank you for taking the time off to join this webinar. We will now begin. So I am June, the Marketing Manager at Adventus, and I will be your host for this webinar. Before I begin, if you were to hover your mouse to the bottom of the screen, you will see a Q&A button below. So if you have any questions throughout the webinar, just type your questions there, and we will address them later at the end of the webinar. Okay, now here's the webinar agenda. It will start off with Hui Jun, our digital marketing executive, who will share an introduction on Adventus and what we do. Next, we'll have Willy from Fortinet's SASE business development team, who will talk about the main topic of today's webinar, which is FortiSASE. Then Justin, our sales and pre-sales manager, will be talking about Adventus managed services, followed by an interactive quiz. So pay attention to both Willy and Justin, because the top 5 winners of the quiz will walk away with Grab vouchers. And lastly, we'll have a Q&A. So as I mentioned earlier, do make use of the Q&A button below, and we will answer your questions at the end of the webinar after the interactive quiz. Okay, now I'll hand over to Hui Jun, who will be giving you an introduction on Adventus. Hui Jun, over to you.
Thank you, June. Let's start off with what is Adventus. We are an ICT and services company that provides a wide range of products and services. We have more than 1,000 contractual customers and cater to a lot of different requirements that our customers may have. We have close to 500 employees, and we are serving our customers globally on a 24/7 basis. We have offices around the world to provide our customers with on-site IT support, namely in these 14 countries and these 22 cities. These are awards and certifications. Adventus is very big on service excellence. That is why we ensure that we are awarded the Singapore Quality Class Star for service excellence. We have been named the best IT services provider by Singapore Business Review for 8 years in a row, all the way from 2018 to 2025. We just won the 2025 award 2 months back. And to ensure that what we are doing is of world-class standards, we have all these different ISO certifications. Lastly, at Adventus, we believe that happy employees make happy customers. That's why we invest a lot in our employees to make sure that we are working happily in our company and hence serving our customers better. That is why we have these HR awards. These are our technology partners that we are working with. Basically, we have a very close working relationship with most of the big players in the market. And for today's session, we've partnered with Fortinet to share a little bit more about their FortiSASE. These are some of our clients. We serve a multitude of customers from SMEs to big enterprise customers. At Adventus, today we have 7 very strong business pillars, and I'll go a little bit more into each of them. Here's a breakdown of the services included in end user support services. In short, we provide remote support, on-site support, and also staff augmentation, where we place a headcount in our customer's environment. For cloud and on-premises infrastructure services, we provide services such as infra monitoring, infra maintenance and support, infra upgrade and migration, managed network services, managed backup and disaster recovery services, and new office setup or relocation. When it comes to cybersecurity, we are SCRO licensed to be a service provider for Managed Security Operations Center, or SOC in short. Some services that we provide here will be endpoint protection for end user devices and servers, patch management, multi-factor authentication, firewall, vulnerability management, and penetration testing. For IP and cloud telephony, we have our own SBO service provider license. We provide services for on-premises IP phone systems as well as cloud telephony systems such as Microsoft Teams direct routing. For managed print services, we manage photocopiers and printers, and we have several cloud-based print solutions as well. When we talk about physical security, such as your CCTV and door access, you'll need a security service provider license from the Singapore Police Force, and Adventus has one. So we can provide solutions, consultancy services, and maintenance and support for CCTV and door access systems. In terms of application software services, we currently provide services for ServiceNow and Microsoft Dynamics 365 CRM. Overall, at Adventus, we have over 400 engineers in an extensive suite of ICT domains and disciplines to cater to various needs of our customers and clients. From end user computing, engineers, all the way to CRM developers, each of these divisions comprises of engineers that specialize in a particular field. Our core capabilities will be about managing everything that is connected to your office network. Once you have a contract in any particular area, we will assign you a service delivery manager, or SDM in short. Our SDMs are all qualified IT managers, and this person will be a single point of contact to connect you with the different teams that we have. Usually, the first point of contact for end users is our IT help desk. For some customers, they can choose for us to be on site on an ad hoc basis, or can also choose a part-time or full-time station in their office. If they choose full-time, our full-time engineers come with a backfill. On days where the designated engineer is on medical leave or annual leave, his backup will go in. So to the customer, there will always be one guy there. We also have a team that is very focused on Microsoft administration and security. This is a team of Microsoft 365 specialists to help our customers manage M365 security and administration. For customers who need Power App developers or CRM, we have a team of Microsoft 365 app developers. On the infra side of things, our infra maintenance and security team can help our customers manage their infrastructure, which includes server, network, firewall, and AWS. For more sophisticated zero trust network access solutions, our team can also help. We have a specialist patch and VM team that helps our customers manage vulnerabilities on their PCs and networks. Crucially, we also have a security operations center. This consists of a team that monitors cybersecurity events 24/7. It is also the same team that does cybersecurity training as well for computers and computer end users. We also have our own ServiceNow developers, and we work with many larger organizations to customize their workflows for them on their ServiceNow platform. We have a managed print services team that supports your print, like printers and MFPs. In fact, we are the largest independent NPS provider in Singapore. Some brands that we support include Canon, Konica Minolta, HP, Kyocera, Lexmark, Epson, and Xerox. We have an in-house IP telephony team. So be it on cloud or on premises, we have a team that manages IPT systems for our customers. Last but not least, we have a team of CCTV specialists who manage CCTV systems, whether it's on premises or cloud. So in today's market, Adventus is strategically and uniquely positioned in the market because we are the only IT vendor that can do all these solutions and services in-house. From your print to CCTV to IP telephony to cloud. In the past, all of these are in separate networks, but today everything is linked and connected to each other. So for everything that you need, we have the in-house capabilities for it. Everything is done with in-house engineers and not outsourced. We can be your single point of contact in all the areas that we have. We advocate a cloud-first and secure modern workplace, leveraging on Microsoft 365 suite of products and solutions. Firstly, people are moving Office productivity suite from on-premises to Microsoft 365, moving video communication to Microsoft Teams and personal cloud storage to OneDrive. And we are moving email servers onto email exchange. Next, we are using Entra ID for identity management, moving file servers to SharePoint, CRM to Dynamics 365, and print server to cloud. We will migrate all on-premises servers to Azure by spinning up virtual servers. And have ZTNA and virtual firewall to protect the servers on Azure. Here are some examples of servers that we can move. Domain controllers, ERPs, and HRMS. And if they want it super secure, we can build Azure virtual desktops. These are like computers in the cloud. Then we have EMS E5 cloud security monitoring. We can deploy security solutions around these two platforms to tighten the security. The following points 12 to 23 are some solutions that we recommend. For device-based conditional access, we recommend using Microsoft Intune along with Company Portal. For endpoint protection, we recommend Defender. For two-factor authentication, we recommend using Duo. And then there's patch management. We can also implement secure web gateway solutions. Vulnerability management solutions, and spam filters. As for M365 backup and storage, we recommend MSP360 for backup and Wasabi for storage. Moving on to the server side of things, for server endpoint protection, we recommend Sophos. And for server two-factor authentication, we also recommend Duo. For server backup, we recommend Azure Backup. And lastly, for disaster recovery infrastructure, we recommend Azure Site Recovery. Now I'll hand over my time to Willie, who will go more in depth on how you can protect your users, applications, and data with FortiSASE. Once again, if you have any questions throughout the webinar, just type your questions in the Q&A portion below, and we will address them later at the end of the webinar. Willie, over to you.
Thank you, Hui Jun. Let me just take over the sharing. Yep. Hopefully everyone can see my screen. So, hi everyone, morning. I'm Willie here from Fortinet. Super excited to co-host today's session with Adventus, our awesome partner. Okay, I think Hui Jun has given a very high-level overview of how the current landscape is, right? And a lot of apps is moving to SaaS. And I think if you guys are moving your application to cloud, to SaaS, and you have remote worker that's working everywhere, you're at the right place. So today, we will show you how Fortinet Unified SASE will help you simplify security and keeping your data rock solid, right? Whether you are working in Manila, Singapore, or working at anywhere like a cafe, right? Okay. So basically, what is the current trend? I would say that there's three key trends right now. There is a growing cloud adoption, which is highlighted by Hui Jun just now. There's a lot of apps on O365, right? Salesforce, and you probably will be leveraging on AWS, Azure. That there is a huge adoption of cloud. Okay, and probably driven by COVID, right? Probably a lot of companies you will have people that's working remotely, and lastly, a huge trend is on zero trust. Probably a lot of you guys are still using the traditional VPN, and later I'll talk about how zero trust will help you. Okay, so I'll move on to a quick slide. This is how a traditional network is. So look at how a traditional network is. It's always on the perimeter. You probably have let me just show my pen. You probably have a perimeter where you have a firewall. It's something just like a gate, your door, your gate, where you will protect your perimeter. And if you have branches, right, or campuses out there, small branches, typically you will have it all connected through MPLS back to your HQ, right? Then what's next? You will have your users that is inside the HQ accessing your internet and being secured by the gate, the firewall. So anything that is going out to the internet, you probably can secure it using the firewall. Probably you can, use the typical firewall features to block certain ports, block certain website, block certain IP, right? That's how you secure it traditionally. Okay. So what happens when you have users working remotely? And in the typical network, you will have a VPN, right? A VPN, and you will have your employee establishing a VPN, going back to your application, back in your perimeter, right? So what happened recently? I mean, just now we talked about SASE, we talked about IaaS, right? So when you have your employee that is accessing SASE, and what is the typical mode? I think a lot of you guys will probably do a application split tunnel. You'll bypass the VPN. You will have your traffic accessing the SASE directly, as this probably you will think that is trusted traffic, right? And what else? Some of you guys may have your workload moving to AWS, moving to cloud. And so I will say, the typical route is you will have your employee moving your traffic back to the VPN and accessing it back towards the AWS. So I would say this is a very typical network, a traditional network, probably 5 to 10 years back. So what has happened? COVID, right? And what happened? I would say that there's a few key trends that it has been driven. Just now I talked about the 3 trends, and this create a lot of bottleneck. So one of the things is accessing SASE. These are traffics that need to be inspected as well and need to be controlled. Going back to your application on the cloud, your AWS, your Azure, your GCP, right? So these are applications that need to be inspected and need to be authenticated as well. And how about the routing? By everything going back to your VPN and going back to AWS, that create additional latency as well. Okay, so what's next? Your employee that's working remotely, are they being secured? So the security of them working outside is an issue as well. Okay, what's next? And lastly, journey to zero trust. During COVID, everyone encountered the same issue where your VPN is high on throughput, is being a bottleneck. So now that's where the challenge is. So let me summarize it in one slide. So over here you see that the few key points: the direct internet access is not secure. There's low visibility in control for data. User experience challenge. Implicit access to all application. Okay, so back in 2019, Gartner coined this word SASE. Basically, SASE is about 2 key things: SD-WAN and SSE. So SASE is built on a zero trust security approach, which operates under the principle of never trust, always verify. Okay, there are a few key component for SSE, which is over here, this portion. The 3 key use case is about secure internet access, secure private access, and secure SaaS access. Okay, coupled with SD-WAN, that's where Gartner coined this word SASE, right? So later I'll talk about what is SASE, just in case you guys to give you a quick overview of what is SASE, and I will talk about what is Fortinet Unified SASE. Okay, so what is SASE? SASE is bringing the protection to the edge, nearer to you, and giving you that zero trust, giving you more protection, and improving your latency, improving your experience. Okay, so same thing, your users that is on-prem accessing the traffic, they are protected by the firewall at the perimeter. Okay, so what happened to the employee that's working outside? We will introduce you a new concept called Secure Service Edge, which is over here in our term, we call it FortiSASE. So what it does, right, is a SaaS service that is built on our port. Okay, it provides you firewall as a service, secure web gateway as a service, CASB, and ZTNA, Zero Trust Network Access. So when your employees, when your users is accessing internet from home, from cafe, the traffic will be routed towards the SSE, Secure Service Edge, or FortiSASE. What it does here is it will go through the same inspection just like what they have inside the firewall over here. So at the Secure Service Edge, there will be traffic inspection done before going to internet. Okay, for example, if you have implemented the blocking of gambling website, or blocking of adult content website. So what it does over here, it will do the same blocking before they access the internet. That's where you protect your employees that's working remotely. And what's next? You probably have your employees that's trying to access things like Google Drive, Dropbox, right? So that's where the SASE come in, the O365 come in, and you will be able to secure the SASE access. Same thing as well, traffic will be routed towards the SSE before going to the SASE. Okay, and the last use case, secure private access. So how about going your traffic that is going back to the application that is on-prem and your application that is on your cloud, right? So the traffic will be routed towards the SSE, and it will create, it will always verify the users before going back to the application back on-prem. Okay, and we couple it together with SD-WAN, and that's the whole of SASE, right? Next, I will just quickly introduce what is Fortinet SASE. And Fortinet SASE is uniquely positioned to support you as a user. So first thing, it provides consistent security. Okay, if you look over here, it's all powered by one single OS, which is FortiOS. So be it if you have a SD-WAN that is powered by FortiGate on-prem, and if you are using our SSE, it's both supported by one single OS. That's where you get consistent security and user experience. So anything that is, if you're accessing the internet, the SaaS, the public cloud, or the private cloud, is supported by one single OS. And the solution includes a high performance and scalable cloud network with more than 150 locations globally, right? Our Unified SASE is the most integrated, flexible, and intelligent SASE solution, continuously evolving to meet all use cases with innovative advancement. Our single vendor SASE delivered our SD-WAN together with our cloud-delivered SSE called FortiSASE. This unified approach provides you with a convenience of single OS, agent, and management platform. So that simplified your deployment as well, right? The use case that's being delivered here, we provide you with the secure gateway delivered on cloud, the firewall as a service delivered on cloud, CASB and DLP, the digital experience monitoring, remote browser isolation, universal ZTNA, and SD-WAN delivered through our FortiGate. So this is a key part and most important part of our Unified SASE, which is FortiSASE. FortiSASE is our cloud-delivered SSE, is the engine that makes our Unified SASE move, right? So these are the use cases that we delivered all through FortiSASE. And we have a very unique differentiator, which is our unified agent. Our agent is the same agent. If you have been our FortiGate user, you probably know FortiClient. It's the same agent that has been supporting our customer for multiple years. So basically what we have done, right, is we have integrated FortiClient into FortiSASE. So what you'll be doing is, what you'll be enjoying is having the same agent, FortiClient, that is integrated into FortiSASE. Okay, what it does, it will support the use case of ZTNA, the CASB, the secure gateway, and VPN. Okay, on top of that, right, FortiClient also come with an endpoint protection platform, things like antivirus, web filtering, sandbox, and on top of that, it do telemetry on your endpoint as is an agent that is being installed on the endpoint. It also does vulnerability management and a privileged access management agent. Okay, on top of that, it also does digital experience monitoring, right? All in one, simplified for you to manage. So Fortinet Unified SASE is uniquely differentiated. One key point, one single operating system, be it whether you're using our SD-WAN, be it if you're using our FortiSASE on the cloud. And unified management plane, as it is a single operating system for SD-WAN and our cloud-delivered SSE FortiSASE, it can be a unified management plane managed by FortiManager. Our unified endpoint managed agent can also be managed together with the FortiManager or on the central management. Okay. And with our FortiSASE, right, and together you are provided with one analytical engine, and with this, right, we have a differentiated SOC as a service that come along with our FortiSASE. Okay, and all of this is uniquely protected by our FortiGuard lab. Our FortiGuard lab is AI driven, and it makes use of machine learning and AI to detect advanced threats. So let me dive into some of the use case which I talked about earlier. The first use case, secure internet access. So just now I talked about your users. When your users is working from the office or your HQ, they are being protected by the perimeter firewall, right? If they are working from home, okay, they are usually not protected. Okay, with FortiSASE, right? What we'll be doing is it will create an always-on tunnel, sending the traffic into FortiSASE, right? And every traffic will be inspected through FortiSASE. And that's where your user will be protected through FortiSASE before going to internet. Okay. For your users that can be installed with agent, we strongly recommend to install it with agent. That's where your users will have all your traffic pipe into FortiSASE. We also support an agentless approach. And on top of that, we have a very unique differentiator where we support our customer with a very flexible deployment, which what we call teenage. So what is teenage? So teenage, imagine if you have a very small office, 5 to 10 users. You can think of it like a small retail home office. It can be an ATM, maybe say a 7-Eleven, a small retail convenience store. You can just put a FortiAP, which is our access point, or you can put a Forti extender deployed in the your retail store itself or the home office, and every traffic under the AP or extender will be protected by FortiSASE. And on top of that, right, our FortiSASE has advanced IoT and OT signatures, and we will be detecting IT and OT signatures, and we will be able to recognize this device. Second use case, that like what I said earlier, a lot of customer is moving to SaaS. So the likes of O365, Salesforce, ServiceNow, right? I believe most of you guys probably are using SaaS a lot. So the control of SaaS, the visibility of SaaS is very important to protect yourself against shadow IT. And that's where again, FortiSASE come in. It will be able to protect you using our zero trust network access approach, making sure it's the correct device, correct user that's accessing the SaaS. So for example, if you want your user to be able to access Dropbox, but you don't want them to upload things to Dropbox, you can do that using FortiSASE. Okay, and the last use case, secure private access. I would say in a very layman term, this is a new way of accessing your VPN. I would say it's a next gen VPN. So basically, zero trust network access. Never trust, always verify. So when your user is working remotely, it will pipe the traffic through our FortiSASE port before going back to your application that is on the cloud or your application that is in your HQ or data center. And through that, you will make sure that your user is the correct user, correct device before allowing access to your application. So a very simple example is you will check, for example, you can implement controls like whether this endpoint, is it joint domain? Does it have the correct antivirus updated before allowing access to any of the application that they are allowed to? Okay, what we are doing uniquely is we allow our customer a very flexible deployment approach. Okay, we can have the traffic that to be routed through our FortiSASE port before going to the application. On top of that, right, we also allow what we call a universal ZTNA approach, where the user can go through a ZTNA route to our to their application directly. So if you want to learn more, I think we can dive into in-depth session. Just contact us. We can let you learn more about this universal ZTNA approach. Okay, if you are our SD-WAN customer, if you are a FortiGate user, the integration to FortiSASE is within minutes. I would say less than 5 minutes. You can see over here the console setting up. The IPsec tunnel is extremely fast. Next, I'll just talk about our POP around the world. Fortinet, what we are doing is we are building our data center and our POP around the world. So currently we have 30 plus POPs around the world that is built by us. On top of that, we also have a collaboration with Google POP, with not Google POP, Google Cloud, and we are leveraging on their POP around the world as well to provide you with our FortiSASE. So, sorry, my slide is hanging. Just give me a short while. Yeah, I'll just move on to the analyst recognition. Don't just take our word for it. Fortinet, we have been a leader in many Magic Quadrant. For SASE, right, we are recognized as a Zero Trust Edge leader by Forrester. On Gartner Peer Insight, we are recognized as the leader for Zero Trust Network Access. And as for Magic Quadrant, right, from Gartner, we are recognized as a challenger on the SSE quadrant and also single vendor SASE quadrant. If you look at here, we move up from over here to the right side on the May 2025 Gartner Magic Quadrant just published. Okay, I'll just like to bring forward how we always innovate and invest in our product. So look back in the SD-WAN, where when we initially launched our SD-WAN back 7 to 8 years back, right? We are also a challenger, but rest assured, Fortinet, as usual, we always invest and innovate. So we are now 5 years in terms of the leader in terms of SD-WAN Magic Quadrant. We are the top of ability to execute now for the last 3 years, and 5 years in the leaders of SD-WAN Magic Quadrant right now. And on top of that, right, if you look at the independent testing done by MEF and Cyber Rating, we are rated AAA. So AAA from MEF 3.0 for Unified SASE, SD-WAN, SSE, and ZTNA. Cyber Rating rated us 98.53 protection rate, which is the highest among all SSE vendor. Right. Next, I'll just dive into the SASE licensing. We have the most easiest to subscribe licensing, and it's the simplest of all. There isn't much too complicated things, and you will be able to predict your budget very well. So how do we license? Very simple. We only have 4 different tier of subscription: standard, advanced, professional, and comprehensive. So with standard, it will support all the use case that I talked about just now. With advanced, what you get on top of that, right, is digital experience monitoring, the SOC as a service integration, dedicated IP, and assisted onboarding. So what is professional and comprehensive? So when you need to make use of Google Cloud POP, right, that's where the professional and comprehensive come in. Okay, and now just this quarter, we launched this new SASE expansion bundle. And what this bundle is for our FortiGate customer. What you can do, right, is you can add on a small fee. So the small fee will allow you with the FortiSASE access and also a secure private access back towards your FortiGate. So for 120G and 600G, it'll provide you with 10 user, 900G and above, you provide you with 50 user. So if you want to learn more, contact Adventus, contact our partner to learn more about this. Right? That's the end of my sharing. This is my contact here. Feel free to scan my QR code or contact me. Right? And I'll pass back to Justin.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Willie, for the insightful sharing. Yeah, just give us a second. Let us bring our slides back up. All right, yes. So once again, very good morning to all of you guys. So today I'll be presenting to you Adventus managed service, especially with regards to SASE solution that Willie has gone through earlier. Right, so let us begin. So first of all, Adventus, I think as you guys are aware of, we are a licensed provider to provide managed SOC services as regulated by Singapore Cybersecurity Regulation Office. Right, so yeah, we are definitely providing a lot of 24/7 SOC services to all a lot of our customers worldwide. Let me move on. So, SASE solution, just to reiterate some of the challenges that a lot of our customers they are facing today, that Willie has briefly touched on earlier as well. So, as we transit to a more mobile workforce, where our employees are working from home remotely, working from overseas, and even working from cafes, a lot of these users are not protected by firewall whenever they're working remotely. Right, so this is one of the main challenges. A lot of the SSL website they visit encrypts data in transit, and this can actually be used to hide malicious codes that can be later used to extract information from unsuspecting users. Right, another challenge that we have is that these unsuspecting users they'll unknowingly download malicious files from these websites. And with these malicious files, computers can sometimes be infected with remote access trojans, what we call RAT, that steals your username, your password, and transmit them to hackers automatically. Right, and as the traditional way, whenever your users are working from home remotely, or just in a remote location, they are not connected to the firewall. And if they need to access their internal networks, be it for the different applications, their data, their files, etc., they need to connect to it via a traditional SSL VPN. And by doing this actually exposes the internet networks itself. And this puts the entire organization network at risk if, let's say, a compromised remote device is actually connected via the SSL VPN. All right, so yeah, how do you solve it? So as what Billy mentioned, Fortinet, FortiSASE solution is uniquely positioned to really solve a lot of the issues that companies are facing today. Right, and in terms of the Gartner Magic Quadrant, it's widely recognized to be one of the top ability to execute vendors out there. And very soon enough, with the ability of Fortinet to innovate, we are likely going to see FortiSASE to be top of the leader charge as well. Okay, so there were a couple of things that were mentioned earlier. So I think FortiSASE consists of a lot of things. Secure internet access, secure private access, CASB, SD-WAN. I would like to just touch upon a few of the key things. The first one being the secure internet access. So yeah, this is a feature that will enable all your remote users to really benefit from it. So by the deployment phase, we'll make sure that FortiClient is installed on all the users' computers. And this will actually enforce all the internet traffic to the FortiSASE secure web gateway itself. So before users connect to the internet, before they access any website, they will actually be pushed to FortiSASE. And FortiSASE will actually perform SSL inspection on these websites. And if needed, they will open up in a sandbox and secure environment to scan for malicious content first. If any of the time whereby this website is suspicious, there's any anything wrong that is being discovered, FortiSASE will actually block the users from accessing these websites. Right, so Adventus will help you guys configure all these configuration security policies to keep our environment a lot safer. And next, in terms of secure private access, so just a quick recap, without any zero trust network access being put in place, whenever your users are working remotely, they connect through the traditional VM. Once they are in, they are able to roam around the whole network itself. Right, so as seen by this animation over here. And what we are trying to do is that for FortiSASE, once you are connected, there are multiple ways of deploying it. If you guys are already using FortiGate firewall, as what Willie mentioned, it will be very seamless connection, right? They can easily leverage on this to connect directly to all the applications in the environment itself. even if you are not using FortiGate firewall, it's fine as well. We'll be able to connect using FortiSASE on the cloud as well. Either of this, what we are trying to achieve by having this ZTNA is to really allow direct access to the applications that the users are using without exposing the rest of the network to the users or even threat actors if, let's say, your device is being compromised. Right. So so these are the two main things that we want to talk about as well. And the next thing I would like to talk about is how Adventus come in this case. Our Adventus managed service in terms of the managed SASE solution. Right. So first of all, we do provide 24/7 monitoring services to a lot of our customers. Right. So we'll help them to monitor and detect any threats, any alerts that's pointed out. We will actually be responding to this alert as well. So Adventus run our SOC team 24/7. We have been helping a lot of our customers keep the environment safe. So if you do subscribe to Adventus Managed SASE Services, our SOC team will be helping to keep the environment safe 24/7 of the time. All right. So other than monitoring, detection, as well as the response, what our team will do is in terms of reporting as well. Right. So in terms of reporting, there will be multiple security reports being churned out on a monthly basis. Our service delivery manager that's assigned to you will go through with you on a monthly basis what happened in the month itself, and to go through reporting itself. All right, so you can see, in Adventus managed service with respect to SASE solution, these are all actually bundled in together as part of a monthly service fee. Right, so after the initial deployment, the configuration, all the policies will constantly help you manage it and really help you maintain the FortiSASE solution. And on a monthly basis, churn out monthly reporting so that everybody in your environment or the PICs, the decision maker, can be aware of what's happening in the environment itself. And all this will be for a monthly subscription fee basis in terms of software and the managed service. For more information, you can always reach out to us again. Our enterprise account managers will reach out further to you and share more in depth with you as well, together with the help of Fortinet also. All right, so yes, a very quick session, on the managed service portion from Adventus. Now I'll pass the time back to Huijun to share with you the next section of our webinar.
Okay, so now it's the most anticipated time, I suppose. It's quiz time. Let me just share the screen. Oh, I can't share music for some reason. So it'll just be a pretty silent quiz, I suppose. Okay. So this will be the
June, I
quiz.
think it's still not on the screen.
Still can see?
No.
Okay, let me see. Can?
I think so.
Can? You see the quiz on Adventus, right? That side. No? Still no? Maybe you share then. No, I cannot share. Okay, how about now? Okay,
Yep.
sure. So here is the quiz. Okay, so next slide. I'll need you guys to scan this QR code. I'll scan it myself as well. So basically, right, there'll be 5 questions, and then it will cover the things that both Willy and Justin just went through. So there'll be options, like multiple choice options for you to choose the correct answer. The person who gets the correct answer the fastest will win, as in there'll be a ranking system lah. So the top 5 will walk away with Grab vouchers. Okay, your scan ready? I just talk about the Grab vouchers first, yeah. So top 5. So first prize you get $80 Sing dollars, or in pesos it's 3,300 Grab voucher. I just talk about Sing dollars first lah. The pesos one is the other side, if you guys can see. So like second prize is 50 Sing dollars, then third prize is 30 Sing dollars. Fourth and fifth will walk away with the same amount, which is 20 Sing dollars or 800 pesos. Okay, are you all done scanning? 5 more seconds to scan. Am I blocking you? No. Okay. Can I? Okay, so if you look at your phone now, please rename yourself. So if possible, put your first name and your last name, because there are a few people with the same first names. Can? Okay, wait first. I'll go back one time first in case people haven't scanned. So I just count to 5. Then we will start already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, back to this. So if you haven't renamed yourself, please rename first and then click join quiz. Okay. Then we will start now. Okay, answer fast to get more points. First question, which trends are driving the adoption of SASE for hybrid and remote workforces? There are 4 options on your phone. Choose the one that you think is correct. And choose fast. I think 5 more, 4 more. But you have 1 second left. Okay, the answer is all of the above. So for those who didn't answer correctly, unfortunately, your chances of getting the Grab voucher is getting further away from you. Let's see. The leaderboard. Okay, we have Peter Tam first, followed by Eddie. Yeah. Okay, anyway, the top 5 might change from the next time. So, yeah, let's go. I think Mr. French Fries, you need to slow down, huh? I know who you are. You're not supposed to win. Okay, next question. Are you guys ready? Make sure your phone is not locked. Okay. Okay, question is coming up. Which of the following is not part of Fortinet's unified SASE solution? So 4 options on your phone once again. This time there's no all of the above. So test your wits a bit. And 5 seconds left. 2, 1. Okay. The answer is CRM, which is not in the unified SASE solution. So most of you got it correct. Those who got it wrong, further from the leaderboard again. Let's see, top 5. Is Peter still up there? Eddie as well? Who is ST though? Oh, Eddie. Oh, Eddie dropped down. Okay, but Peter is still leading. ST, maybe you need to email me later if you win at the end. Yeah, we move on to next, yeah? All the staff, if you guys are playing, please don't win, Y'all are just here to understand. Okay, yeah. Okay, wait. Make sure your phone is unlocked. I should see 39 players. Everybody unlocked already? Just now was 39, right? Okay, I move on already, yeah? Third question. What is a key benefit of FortiSASE's unified agent architecture? So 4 options on your phone again. Please choose the correct one faster. 1 second left. Okay, most of you chose option 3, which is simplified deployment and management, and that's the correct answer. So let's look at the leaderboard now. Peter, right? Peter was at the top. Oh, Peter, are you still first? Oh, ST took over. Okay, so the top 5 changed again. Okay, 2 more questions left for you guys to fight for the vouchers. Okay, next question, Make sure your phone is unlocked. Why people keep dropping out? Do I need to wait for you guys to come back in? Make sure your phone is unlocked. Okay, moving on. Okay, 4th question. What security rating did Fortinet receive from MEF and Cyber Ratings? I remember seeing on release slide. 4 options on your phone. 10 seconds left. Is it bronze, silver, AAA, or BB+? Wow, like blood type. Is it your blood type? Okay. Everyone has voted. Okay. Oh, yeah. Most of you got it correct. Yes. Okay, so let's move on to the leaderboard again. Is Peter? I think Peter will be the top again. SK got it wrong, is it? Oh no. Okay, so now, okay. Okay, the next one is the last question already. If you guys, the top 5, want to maintain, please make sure you answer fast and correctly, okay? I think the next question should be quite easy. Last final question. Make sure your phones are unlocked. Okay. Oh, my music suddenly stopped, but it's okay. Okay. What is or are covered in Adventus managed SASE services? See, this is easy. Every time you see all of the above, it's pretty easy. Make sure you click fast. One more person, I think. It's everyone. Okay? Ken? Okay, so most of you got it correct. Let's look at the final leaderboard. Is Peter still up there? Wow, Ethan fast, Ethan. Oh no, Peter is still faster. Okay. I think Peter will still be first. Okay, not much changes at the top 5, but oh no, Ethan went out. Okay, so Peter will be first, followed by Glenn, Andrew, Robin, and Mabel. So I'll reach out to you guys after this. Okay. Okay, so that's all for the fun part. Now back to the serious session. So Q&A. Let me open this up, yeah. If you guys have any questions, it's not too late. You can still type your questions, yeah. Okay, can you guys see my screen now? No problems with the screen this time, right? Okay, so let's see Q&A. What do we have? Okay, first question. What would the system requirements be for individual desktop? I think this is to set up FortiSASE.
Yeah, June, I think I will take that question.
Okay.
It's a very, very small apps. Let me, if I can just quickly bring up the screen system.
Should I stop so that
So
you can
it's the
share?
same agent. Yeah, let me just quickly share the screen. I think, yeah, it's just give me a short while. Sorry, June, I think I don't want to take that much time. Later, what I'll do is I will send the system requirement. I will share it over to everyone.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Sure.
basically, it's a very small application, and it will not take up too much CPU and memory usage. Typically, the CPU will cost less than 5%, and the system requirement is quite simple. Yeah. We have even tested it on a thin client before, a Linux thin client, and it worked. All right. Just give me a short while. I'll send over the link.
Okay. Sure. So hope that answers your questions. Do I move on to the next question, or should we wait for you to get the link first?
I think let's not delay. We can move on to the next question while I search for the documentation link.
Okay, sure. So if you guys need the link, maybe just let me know via email. So yeah, then I'll just send over the link once we receive it from Willy. Okay, so next question. We are a 100% cloud-based company with no on-premises apps. Can SASE replace our on-prem firewall?
Yes, definitely. I think that's a perfect profile. If everything is on SaaS, you can actually make use of FortiSASE to replace your on-prem firewall. So what you can do, right, is you can make use of FortiSASE, have your user all installed with the agent, and all the traffic will be piped towards FortiSASE on the cloud. it'll provide you with exactly the same firewall features, just like you have it on-prem. Okay. The only thing to take note, right, is I would say when you have a firewall on-prem, it probably secure, those things that you cannot install with agent. Probably, the likes of the IoT sensors, maybe say CCTV, where this kind will not be able to secure without an agent. But if this is not too high risk, definitely FortiSASE can replace the on-prem firewall. And in fact, it is commercially and viable as well, because it's basically pay as you go. We license based on users. So every users, when you increase, you just pay for the additional users, right? And I would say in long term, you can have lesser cost in terms of maintaining the on-prem, and you can have everything on SaaS, and it's flexible. Yeah, June. Hopefully
Okay,
that answers the
then
question.
sure. Next question. Is FortiAgent similar to antivirus or endpoint protection? And in order to monitor them, can it work without a FortiGate app?
Yes, absolutely. I think that this is a very good question as well. So, FortiSASE is uniquely positioned as a unified agent platform. So what we does, right, on top of SASE, on top of having the traffic pipe toward our FortiSASE, it come with a endpoint protection platform as well. The endpoint protection doesn't need to have a FortiGate. You can run it just using FortiSASE, and everything is on one agent, one platform.
Okay. Then next question. We are currently using FortiGate's free VPN client. If we want to upgrade to FortiSASE, what's the cost uplift and what are the new capabilities we can get that will justify it?
Well, I really like this question. I think this is the best question today. So, yeah. Well, see, the free VPN agent, right, has been available for our customer for many years, and I think it will also help our customer a lot. But as how VPN has transformed, and you can see that, in fact, when you establish a VPN, right, it's one single SSL VPN tunnel, one tunnel that give you access to everything. It will verify and trust everything. So now I think the key thing is to move on to the new way of VPN, which is zero trust network access, always verified. Always verify every user, every device, making sure your security. So number one, I think to talk about how to justify for this is number one is really on security, to make sure that that you are being secure and being granted to the right application. So I would say this is more on cost avoidance rather than saving money, right? Is to make sure that you are being protected and you are not subjected to cyber criminals attack. So that's the number one thing. So number two thing is I would say it gives you a lot of simplified management, because using FortiSASE, right, you'll be able to gain full visibility into your user's environment. You'll be able to see application that's installed because you have an agent there. You'll be able to see the application installed. Is there any vulnerability? And you can see basically what website they are going to, and you can prevent them from going to any malicious website. So more enhancement for security, making sure that you don't suffer from breaches, and ensuring that they are being protected. Hopefully that answers the question.
Okay. Then next question. The license cost would be equal to users plus total number of servers plus other hidden items, is it?
License cost is super simple. We charge just purely based on users. Okay, so every users there is I would say it's just purely based on users, nothing else. And one more thing is what we call the secure private access connector. So we need to have a connector if you have an on-prem, on-prem server, or if you have something that is hosted on AWS as well. The connector, that there is a cost.
Okay, then next question, I think this is more for Justin. If I'm already on FortiSASE, can Adventus just come in and manage the solution for us?
Yeah, so I'll take that since it's relevant to Adventus. So yes, definitely. So Adventus being a managed service provider for a lot of our customers, we definitely do all the the deployment, the configuration of the solution. But subsequently, if you want Adventus to come in to manage it for you, that is definitely possible. Our team can just take over the FortiSASE, help you reconfigure it, go through with you again, and then as I mentioned again, provide 24/7 monitoring for you guys. And then on a monthly basis, give you guys monthly report on what's happening in the environment as well. So yes, if you have an idea of outsourcing this portion to Adventus, and then definitely reach out to us. Our enterprise account manager can share more in depth as well. Yeah.
Okay. Then next question, where is the Adventus SOTC team operating out from? The Security Operations Center.
Yes. So for our SOC team, Adventus SOC team is running 24/7. So mainly operating out of Singapore as well as the Philippines. Right. So yeah, same thing 24/7. If in the middle of the night we get any alerts, our team will be looking into the alerts and helping to remediate it as well. Yeah.
Okay, any more questions from the audience? Let me just, okay, I'm flashing this feedback form for you guys to scan, and then if you guys have any feedback or anything about this webinar, just feel free to leave your comments on the form while we wait for more questions to come in, because at the moment seems like there's no more questions from the audience. Okay, the feedback form also, if you guys can, for those with no questions. Okay, looks like there's no further questions. So yeah, if there are no further questions, then I'll just end off the webinar then. So to conclude this webinar, I would like to thank our representatives, Justine, as well as Hui Jun and Willie. Okay, and also thank every one of you for joining us today. Okay, thank you.